Hello. Sorry about that. I'm trying to get it live, but Facebook don't like all the places and stuff, so it has a bit of a paddy on me. So anyway, yeah, it says it's having trouble again. So somebody could share this in the group. Oh, it just annoys me. Anyway, good afternoon. It's been a while. Been a real. It's been a while. So yeah, I've not been around much. I've been working hard. So I hope everybody's well. I'd like to thank the lovely Karen Albert for this because she gave me this. I thought I already had it, but I actually looked and I didn't have it. So thank you very much, Karen. It's a good little thing to have. And I'd like to say hello to Jackie and Pam and Jenny and Glynis. Hey, so yeah, it's a bit cloudy here, Glynis. Anyway, yeah, so this is Gustav Klimt, 30 postcards. And yeah, I thought what we'd do is lesson 5 now is looking at mixed media again, but it's looking at how we can shift and change stuff that we've already got. And I thought I'd sort of go into paper weaving, which is a really simple activity. And I'll quickly go through some of the stuff I've got, which is really easy. I've got a big sheet of paper that I'm going to be working on. I've got some white and black card. These are all scraps. I've got some blue paper and all the paper. This is studio like paper from ages ago. I have got some, don't ask me what this, I haven't got a clue because I found it in my cupboard. So I've got like a glittery paper, like a layering paper. I've got a thicker gold card. I've got a Hessian red. Now these three, I thought if you wanted to have a go yourself, are all papers that I've painted myself. So you can see. So we've got an antique, it says bronze, but I think it's gold. So you can see they're slightly lighter than each other. And what I've done is I've cut them different ways so that they go horizontal and vertical. And I've left it in. It was sort of like that on that one side. So you could just see I've left those marks in. So, you know, it all depends. You've got brush marks and things, and I really like them. And I've cut them different ways so that I've got a range of textures and stuff. And again, I've only cut a few strips, so I'll just show you what I've got. She says, so I've cut a few strips, only a few of each one. And if it looks like it's a paper, don't worry, it's the back of the paper. So I've got all different shapes. Sorry, not shapes. I've got all different sizes. And the sizes sort of I just did willy-nilly on the guillotine. Now it's entirely up to you because I'm going to do quilling with it as well. I did do some quilling and I had to give it to Stephanie Waitman because she loved it that much. So I'm going to do some work with that. So as you can see on here, these look very different now. These are the ones I painted. So I'll put them there. And you can see by having them different, going up and down and going up and down and side to side gives them a very different look. So that to me, oh, that's what they look like. That to me is like brilliant because if you haven't got gold paper, just make your own. And I use Sennelier to do that. I'll show you the colours. Got it all sorted here. So I got bronze, which I think looks like an antique gold, and gold. So they are quite like that. And I just need some backing sheet. So I mean, I've only used a teeny weeny bit of all this. So any scrap you've got, perfect for it. Perfect. Now I do need a piece for the front and a piece for the back. And it will all become clear soon. So paper weaving is fantastic. It's really simple to do, really effective. And before you know it, you've got tons done. And you're like, wow, you know, it's addictive. So I'm just going to separate these out, not because I know it's a bit, but I quite like to see the different directions of stuff. Sometimes I just do it, you know, quite, what's the word, randomly. But and then others I think, no, I want to sort of ensure that it goes the right way and the painted effect what I want, and it will make a difference to your work. So I've got some glittery ones here which are quite cool, and some really thin paper. It is better if it's thinner. That's why I've chosen the thinner paper. I have got some thick paper, but that is a little bit, it's different to, I'll show you that. It's got a bit glitter in it. Look. Got the curtains open, can you tell? And this is some blue. That's the card, double-sided, which is nice. And it's gold inside as well. And this is a red Hessian. It's got like a fabric feel. So I've gone for the main colours in Klimt. So I've just done that. I've got different sizes of the blue, and it's like a thingy blue. Let me show it you. Where is it? There it is. It's like an ornate blue. Not that, but you could use all sorts. You could use that side as well, you know, and get some really nice textures with it. Which I might just swap it over, you know. So if I wanted to, I've got some text on it and stuff. So that studio light paper is perfect. I've got different sizes. So I've got some really thin, and I've got nothing really over that size. That's the biggest I've got. Okay, so I've got these, and you can have little. I've got I bought some the other day, and I'm so pleased with them. And I got 100 of them, and they're all like little bags that you can put your like projects in, so that I can take a project away and just mess about that way rather than fiddling around trying to get a new bag. And this, it's like a little project bag, and I've got some little tiny boxes for other stuff. So yeah, I thought I could pick up a box rather than mess about trying to do everything else willy-nilly. So anyway, I've got a backing sheet. Now you could use both sides of this if you wanted. I've got like the hello Rachel. Hey. Not seen my friend. Well, I've not seen her for a year, but I've not had a chat with her for ages. So you can pick the side you want, right? I've got a Stanley knife or whatever you want to call it. I've got a blade, and I'm not. Sometimes you can go top to bottom and cut right off, but that's a bit of a faff sticking it down. So there is a little bit of a way. So I'm just going to give myself. It sounds like I'm in Murky Manor, doesn't it? Murky Manor. Dirty Great from number 30. Alexa, stop. So just for you, because you're because you're worth it, I'm just going to use the edge of my. Oh, for crying out loud! Where's my nail file? Come here. Might not work, and it might work. Sometimes it does, but sometimes it's gone, you know, expiry dates well and truly gone. So I'm just going to give myself a little border around here, and I'm going to use the offcut at the bottom. Actually, I should be doing it that way. Makes life so much easier. So and I've got a set square as well, which is straight edge set square, or whatever you want to call it. A bit more on that. Right. So I've given myself don't know how much that is, about an inch border all the way around. So I know basically my lines are cut here. So just to explain, I'm doing some paper weaving, but this has been around for millennia, whatever that is. And I just thought, just to explain why I'm doing this, is because I looked at another piece of his work, and I'd already decided to do this, and then this just fell into place with it, and I thought, oh, that'll explain it a little bit easier than me going on waffling for an hour. And I thought this will explain it as to where perhaps ideas come from. And you can see, to me, it just totally, can you see how you've got these squares all set up, but it lends itself to like linear patterns and then weaving patterns. So there's a reason that I've got the black paper and all that, and I'll show you in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut willy-nilly. I'm going to cut left to right because I'm better at that. In fact, I'll use that to keep it more or less straight. I've got a straight edge on this, so I can just hook it on the top. So I'm just going to go. This sort of keeps it, but you don't have to keep it straight. And I'm just going to do no, I'm not planning. I've not done any measurements here. I'm just going to go for it because I just want it to be as interesting as possible. And when I've done this, I can actually use it for a lot of other things as well. Now, this, I'm just going to take that off because I thought this was a brand new blade, but obviously it's a bit peaked tongue. So I'm just going to shove it in here and snap it off. Please be careful if you do this because it is quite iffy that, you know, you don't want to stick it in your eye or anything. Not that you would. So I'm going to have to go back over some of them. But having this straight edge. That's better. The only problem with these is a metal one is really, really heavy, but doesn't tend to cut easily. And the plastic ones are lighter, but I end up, the way I cut, I end up cutting into the ruler, so it no longer has a straight edge, and it's like a wibbly wobbly edge. So all I'm doing is I'm not cutting past those lines, and I'm doing thick and thin. And this is really a big version, so you may do it a lot smaller, and it doesn't matter if you've got little gaps like that because just adds, everything adds to it. My excuse anyway. Now I used to just do, I'll show you two ways of doing it, and I'm going to come this way now and do it this way. When I was doing paper weaving at school, I used to do it slightly different, and it was a right pain in bum because of how I did it. But we used to make our own sort of toppers and stuff. By that I mean you'd have a complete strip from the top. Now I've done this so that you can see it, but I've not left the other stuff to cut because that is boring. That is really boring. So now you don't have to do it this sort of multifaceted or huge amount of lines like this. You can do it as many as you want. So if you only want it the width of your ruler, then you just cut the width of your ruler, so to speak. So if I wanted to just do it to do here, I just do every line that width. Get me? Right. Okay. Well, why have I been AWOL? Well, I've been working full time at Highlight, and I've been absolutely over them. I've loved it. I've done the craft festival, absolutely amazing, and I've done all sorts of crafts. I've met all sorts of wonderful people, and I have only had 2 days off, and then I went to the monastery, and then, you know, I've had a day off, and then I had to spend that in bed because I was so tired, but good tired. And then I'm going back, so hence not being around. So I hope everybody's well. Hi, Dawn. You're not late. I'm just seeing if I've missed anything. So we've got all these wibbly wobblies. This will make one huge mosaic, right? So the thing is, you can do it 2x2 or 2x1 or 1x1 or 1x1, and you just basically thread. Now I'm picking them willy-nilly. Some you can do in, out, shake it all about. And some you can do like this. So this will take me a while, but I want to show you the impact it has. And it's so therapeutic. So if I wanted to change some of these, like so that I've got a different pattern variation, I just change it to 2. Now I haven't cut to the top, and it really don't matter this because I won't see this bit, but if you want to get to the top, you just have to cut these little nodules out here. But yeah, so years ago I would have taught it like this. I'll show you what I mean. I would have got my strips down like that, and then I'd have had a bit of paper here with a bit of tape on it, like that, stuck them all down like this, different. And I suppose this is a nicer way of doing it for randomness. And then do that. So I'm going to do a bit of everything to show you, and then just put paper down like that. I'll do a small version and just show you. Right, so I would have put them down, and I would have had a bit of tape. So there's lots of ways you can do it. You don't have to do everything that I do. Sometimes it's just nice to be able to do a variation. So I'm only going to do a little one for you, and then I just stick that on there or whatever. So try not to let it move. And having a mat like this is so handy. So like the other one, I'm going to have to do, you know, maybe another time. So I'll finish it off. So I just put these on to this backing. Maybe use a paper clip or something. And I know it's teaching your granny to suck eggs. And this is a heavyweight one. And what happens is, now and again, putting a little bit of heavyweight material in it will help it, because it will make the difference between the weights in it. So you can put a little bit of different colour in if you want. You know, I've got that. I want a long one. So I won't do a massive one because it'll just take all day. And which I don't mind, but you might. And then just, I can take that away now and put this on there. Now I've picked the colours that I think, to me, are really reminiscent of. So this is just one way of doing it. There are loads of different ways, you know. I've just seen Linda say, yeah, you can use tape, but you can use whatever you want. I just find that if you want something more stable, the other way is a bit easier. And you've got that pattern happening then, whereas this is more random, which is nice. So I've got a long fine, and And sometimes you might think, oh, I just need a little short version here or a little piece there or whatever. Now, I've noticed that I think I've used all my reds. Oh, no, I've got a couple more. Now, so all you do then is you leave that there. I'm only going to do a small one because I really don't need a massive one. And this is removable tape, which I quite like. So I used to use the double-sided, but I didn't always like the combinations, and I had nowhere to turn it out. I've got some ribbon. Yeah, got some ribbon ready. So you could put the odd piece of ribbon in if you wish. You can use anything, wools, fabric. We used to do the weaving like that. So the next one is this. You don't have to weave in and out. You can just pull it up and down like that. So once you get your first layers done, and you get your first line in or whatever, come on, it's better with a stiffer piece of card at the beginning because you can just feed it through. But you know, why would I want to make things easy for myself at all? So it's easier to start further down as well. I can't wait to tell you what has been happening as well. I'm involved with a new company as well, and I can't wait. It's called X Tool. I've received the machine. Well, it went missing yesterday, and I've been all around the houses. I found it, which I'm very pleased about. And yeah, I'm going to be demonstrating for that as well, which is it's an all-round amazing machine that does plywood, and it's like a scan and cut on steroids. So it does 3D printing. No, let me get it right. It's a laser printer, laser cutter. So I'm going to be working on it for the company, and then also from some other people, but I'm not at liberty to talk about it. So, but yeah, watch this space for me doing a little bit using that. I'm going to be over the moon doing that, you know. Can you imagine me with that? Oh, I can make my own stamps and everything. So you just start to pull the patterns up. Like I quite like the white one because it gives me a more chance to work. So I'm just going to start pulling in some bigger ones now, otherwise I really will. And then the other way is just you go pull each one up at the bottom instead of threading. I know there's people shouting, "Oh, why don't you do it like that? It's easier." Whatever, honestly, whatever you want to do, you do. And each person finds their own way. And I'm not going to tell you how to suck your eggs. You do it however you want. Some people just flip them up one by one. Some people like to do it. I'm not worried. Just get it done. There's no rush. I'm not here to. No competition. Nobody's better than anybody else. You know, I'm not trying to say this is the best way of doing it. I'm just saying this is one way of doing it. Not into all that. But yeah, you can sort of flick it up at the bottom and pull them and push them and whatever. But I just have to be a bit tricky, this one. Bit tricky. But what I can do is, come on, you big sausage. So what you can do is get a pattern going so that you've got a lot of three-dimensional, well, no, 2D but 3D looking patterns. So by that I mean you can actually change direction, change numbers that you use. So instead of going under every one, you go under every other one, and you do it 2x2, and you just keep going with it. You just keep going with it, and then just keep, because sometimes with the paper being thicker in areas, you need to give it a, as you would normally with any weaving, you need to sort of with any weaving, you need to sort of keep pushing it up so that it's tight against. No, there it is. Tight against the previous one. So I'll just mess about. No, I'm going to do 2 actually. So I'll do 2 now. It really doesn't matter, even if you make a right cock up, it doesn't matter because nobody knows what your plans are. So you just put number 2. You could put 3 by 3 if you wanted. So push that up. Now I've got 2s. So now I'm going to do another 2. And I'm only doing it big so that you can see. I take my time with it actually because I quite like doing this. It's very therapeutic. Although watching it is like paint dry. Mind you, I like paint drying. I've got paint drying is pretty cool. So, have we got any questions? So what's that? I'm not too sure. Lost the drift. But anyway, yeah. So it's the X2 S1, and I'm waiting. Been all around the blooming estate, and I'm waiting for the next part of it, which is a screen printer. So I'll be able to sort of make stamps and everything, and do what they called stencils and everything. So I'm really looking forward to it. Massive. Yeah, they sort of mislaid it. No, you can mislay it. They sent all the things through the door saying we've missed you, we missed you. Although I have ordered it to be delivered today. Don't ask. And then they've turned around and said, oh, it's been delivered to someone called bloody Steve. Who the hell's Steve? I don't even know Steve round here. So anyway, I did locate it after running around. I managed to find it, and it happens sometimes because there is a street with a very similar name. One's Walk and one's Avenue and the other one's Road. And you'll get some drivers who think it's all bloody same and just drop the. So you can imagine the conversation I was having with the company owners in China. It's a lot of money. So anyway, I thought I was going to investigate because he sent me a picture of somebody's hallway. You know, square. I've got a square door window, and this one's got a round one. You know, same old, same. Anyway, I just thought, oh, suck it. I'm going to look for it, but I did find it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to using it. But it's really funny how the person who had it has said to me that she's looking for one of them. Can you imagine that if you're looking to buy a 3D printer and one turns up? You'd be like, someone loves me. And then the next day, this person turns up with a photograph of your doormat, and you can't prove, and it's with proof. I bet she was wishing that I didn't turn up. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know what I'm going to be doing next. I'll be running around country, I think. No, I doubt it. Trying to show them how to use them. So I'm nearly done now because I don't want to do too much because I want to get on with some other work. But you get the idea. You can add ribbons. I quite like it. It's getting there where if used in a paper, you can just go like that and just push it up. But there is IKEA do a great little weaving tool. I got mine for a £5 ages ago, and it's an upright weaving tablet, so you can just use it on your tabletop. I think they still do them. Right, so I'm just going to skedaddle this up. Technical term. I've got another red. I don't know whether I want a red or another blue in it. See, I would think black as well. But we'll do this. Oh, anybody who's keen on Discovery of Witches, I've ordered mine. I should have it any time coming now. Is Deborah Harkness has done the next instalment of and it's after the babies are born and all that, and it's a bit of history about one of the families, the Proctors. So it's quite interesting to see what that is, because I really love those books. I love the TV programs as well. And it's considering that the girl who plays Diana is Australian. Really didn't know that. Not that it matters, it's just that I thought she really was American, but I don't know anything about American accents, so they could be from anywhere in the world and have an American accent, couldn't they? Right, okay, so sort of got that. Now, when you're happy, and you know, oh, like that side, look at that side. So this is the other side of it, which is quite nice because you've got some gold flying this way. So my advice would be to get it nice and flat. Is you can get your knife or your little pokey tool and just push up your warps and your not your warps, your wefts. Wefts are west, so that's the only way I remember them. And then warps are long. Just push them together so you've got a little bit more space. And I think having it thicker card, you get more of a bump on it. But you might want a bump. You might want a big bump. You might want a massive bump. But this is great using with the kids during the holidays, which are coming up very soon. So you press it down, and you can put another piece on it if you wish. And then we've got the gold side as well, which I quite like. And when you're happy with it, you can iron it as well if you wish. Just that one there's a little bit of a gap, not happy with. This is the bit, the time consuming bit, but it is worth doing because it's got like a slip of 2 on it, a row of 2, sorry. But this really does make the difference. But just be mindful that some of this paper is quite fine. So if you're using fine paper the same way, you're just going to have to be a bit more gentle with that, and then use the thicker paper as an anchorage. So now I'm just going to pull that there, and I'm going to put it over both. So I can take it off again. Don't always have to do the top part because that's not always necessary. Private eye. I don't know whether they're taking it to tell her. They might do. They might do. I don't know. They found me, you see, through Facebook and YouTube or whatever you want to call it, and they just asked me if I would be interested. I thought it was a bit of a thing at first. I thought it was a bit weird, but they're legit. So there's the other one, which, you know, I will carry on and do. So the next bit is, because, gosh, we're on 40 minutes already. So we've got this, and we can sort of cut it down if we wish, or stick it down. But my idea is to get a piece of card and This is an offcut, and I'm just seeing where I need it. I'm just going to tidy them over. And this, Mel Eaton told me about this tape. I blooming love it. And it's great. It's that removable stuff. And it doesn't leave a residue. It's great for die cutting. I'm just going to tack these down a little bit, just so they're out of the way, flicking up. So I've got that. You see that? Look. It doesn't leave any residue. It's brilliant. So I've got my padding, weaving. I might need to pull a bit of this down now and again. So the aim is we've got some of this paper weaving. And, well, it's okay having all that, but what we're going to do with it? Well, we're going to continue in the style of Klimt. So if you look, have you changed your name, Marcia? More Crafts. Oh, right, okay. So I've got my other sheet and I'm looking at the patterns in my picture as reference. So I'm liking the patterns that I've got, but I also like my own patterns. The dark side. What do you mean, Karen? It's not on TV yet. Unless it's on TV already. I don't know who's doing it. I ain't got a bloody clue. I'm not seeing it. So I'm going to look at this. And so I have to do some jiggly pokery on here. Now, all I need is a pen or a pencil to get my shapes. So I just need a pencil, and here's one I happened to have earlier. So you saying it's on the big S1 is on Hobby Maker already? I don't know. No idea. Right. So I'm just going to do a pattern that resonates with me. And I always love my, oh, I know what I needed to do. Sorry. I need to know where that is so you can place that anywhere. So I'm going to give myself a little bit more of a border that I can rub out, obviously. And the border will allow me to anchor this down. Let me make it a bit bigger. And I'm just going to go. Oh, it would help if you plug the machine in with this, because it looks like it's going to do one. Quick, quick, quick. I've only got seconds before it goes. Yay.